Battleground states tonight, still leaving the door to victory open for both Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Although the passage is considerably more narrow right now for the president. All day we've been watching incredibly tiny margins between the two men, especially in Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada. But for Biden, a victory in just Pennsylvania could clinch him the 270 electoral votes he needs for victory. Our team is fanned out. Right now we want to start with Chuck Todd at the map to show us exactly where things stand at this hour.
Well, look, let's go to Pennsylvania, where the president, this count has been coming in a little more quickly today. We started the day, the president was leading by about 150,000 votes, and as more ballots have been counted, that lead has shrunk basically in half. The question is, how many more ballots are we going to see tonight, or some are going to be tomorrow morning? We do think maybe some of them. We know there's still a decent chunk of vote there in Philadelphia that's likely to benefit the vice president. We know in all these suburban counties there's some. And we also know in Pittsburgh and Allegheny that there's still some ballots to count. This is why there is so much optimism from the Biden camp and I think so much concern from the Trump camp. Pennsylvania, the direction of this count. And this is exactly what we all anticipated. The president was going to have more of his supporters were going to vote on Election Day. More of the former vice president's supporters were going to vote by mail. And this is how Pennsylvania counts. The state of Florida had the same situation. They put all of their ballots and the count that night. Pennsylvania wanted to do that, but the Republican legislature wouldn't let them do that, which is why we have this sort of weird process that we've been seeing play out. In Georgia, by the way, this is a real squeaker. We are now, and as you can see, these ballots keep coming. Since we last talked, it was below 7,000. Now it's at 3,600, somewhere between about 20,000 ballots. The former vice president, they've been coming in at about a 2-to-1 clip in his favor. This is why this lead has shrunk. This is something to watch for all night and tomorrow. And there's a key Senate race where the incumbent David Perdue has dropped below 50%. This is unofficial, but if this happens, then it would send both of those Senate races into runoffs, and that would be deciding control of the United States Senate.
All right, Chuck Todd, thanks very much. We heard from the president this evening. With more on that, here's Peter Alexander. Peter?
Yeah, Lester, the president's still speaking at the White House right now, but he opened up his remarks the first time we've heard from him from the wee hours of the night of Election Day with a series of false.
Today only, shop Kohl's for Black Friday deals that are too great to wait. Plus, take an extra 20% off. Get Keurig or an air fryer, $79.99. Toys, $20 and under. And 50% off sleepwear. Plus, get $15 Kohl's cash for every $50 spent. Plus, free store pickup. Kohl's.
Hello, Alex.
Who are you?
British Secret Intelligence is something we'd like you to do.
I know Krav Maga.
I know shooting people in the head.
This is NBC Nightly News. Decision 2020. Here is Lester Holt.
Good evening, everyone. Day 3 in America's election drama. A drawn-out count across 5 battleground states tonight, still leaving the door to victory open for both Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Although the passage is considerably more narrow right now for the president. All day we've been watching incredibly tiny margins between the two men, especially in Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada. But for Biden, a victory in just Pennsylvania could clinch him the 270 electoral votes he needs for victory. Our team is fanned out. Right now we want to start with Chuck Todd at the map to show us exactly where things stand at this hour.
Well, look, let's go to Pennsylvania, where the president, this count has been coming in a little more quickly today. We started the day, the president was leading by about 150,000 votes, and as more ballots have been counted, that lead has shrunk basically in half. The question is, how many more ballots are we going to see tonight, or some are going to be tomorrow morning? We do think maybe some of them. We know there's still a decent chunk of vote there in Philadelphia that's likely to benefit the vice president. We know in all these suburban counties there's some. And we also know in Pittsburgh and Allegheny that there's still some ballots to count. This is why there is so much optimism from the Biden camp and I think so much concern from the Trump camp. Pennsylvania, the direction of this count. And this is exactly what we all anticipated. The president was going to have more of his supporters were going to vote on Election Day. More of the former vice president's supporters were going to vote by mail. And this is how Pennsylvania counts. The state of Florida had the same situation. They put all of their ballots and the count that night. Pennsylvania wanted to do that, but the Republican legislature wouldn't let them do that, which is why we have this sort of weird process that we've been seeing play out. In Georgia, by the way, this is a real squeaker. We are now, and as you can see, these ballots keep coming. Since we last talked, it was below 7,000. Now it's at 3,600, somewhere between about 20,000 ballots. The former vice president, they've been coming in at about a 2-to-1 clip in his favor. This is why this lead has shrunk. This is something to watch for all night and tomorrow. And there's a key Senate race where the incumbent David Perdue has dropped below 50%. This is unofficial, but if this happens, then it would send both of those Senate races into runoffs, and that would be deciding control of the United States Senate.
All right, Chuck Todd, thanks very much. We heard from the president this evening. With more on that, here's Peter Alexander. Peter?
Yeah, Lester, the president's still speaking at the White House right now, but he opened up his remarks the first time we've heard from him from the wee hours of the night of Election Day with a series of false claims, among other things, saying that this election is being stolen from him, saying that if all the legal votes were counted, that he would win easily. To be clear, to this point, there is no proof, certainly no proof that's been provided by the campaign of any fraud taking place in spite of the president's allegations to this moment. And there's been a lot of contradictions in what we've heard from the president as well. Among other things, he's been criticizing the tally that's taking place in Pennsylvania as we speak right now, where the president's lead appears to be, certainly is shrinking. So while he's criticizing that lead going away in Pennsylvania, he's also touting the fact that he is closing in on Joe Biden in Arizona, suggesting that in one place the vote is legitimate, but in the other place it has not. The president's message has been inconsistent from the start. His own allies are saying they've seen no voter fraud, but the president again today tweeted in all caps, "Stop the fraud." Earlier in the day, he had tweeted, "Stop the count," but his own allies and aides communicated to him that if you stop the count, Joe Biden would be the next president. So President Trump, again, in his first public remarks, now almost 48 hours after Election Day, with a series of false claims, not formally declaring victory as he appeared to do 2 nights ago, but again suggesting that he's being cheated out of this election. Lester?
All right, Peter Alexander, thank you. And the race, as we all know, is still undecided, but Joe Biden is expressing confidence and calling for patience tonight, saying he feels very good about where things stand. Kristen Welker has the latest for us on the Biden campaign.
Tonight, with the election still too close to call, Joe Biden speaking out near his home in Delaware.
We have no doubt that when the count is finished, Senator Harris and I will be declared the winners.
Earlier, Biden's campaign proclaiming he is inching closer to the White House. One official saying, quote, victory is imminent.
Let me be very clear. Our data shows that Joe Biden will be the next president of the United States.
The Biden campaign laying out what it sees as its current path to 270 electoral votes. Aides say they're on track to win Nevada, where Biden currently has a razor-thin lead. In Georgia, where President Trump is leading, they believe new tallies will lean slightly in their favor. They feel confident Arizona, where Biden's narrow lead has been shrinking, will eventually end up in their column. Meanwhile, in Pennsylvania, where the president currently leads, Biden's team predicts new vote totals could be released overnight that will put him over the top.
My assessment basically has been that the president will lose Pennsylvania by somewhere around 100,000, probably north or south.
The Biden team also responding to the Trump campaign's call to temporarily stop vote counting until its legal challenges are heard in court, including its request to allow Republican observers access to vote counting in Philadelphia. A top Biden attorney calling the cases meritless. Biden tonight urging a nation on edge to stay calm.
The process is working. The count is being completed. And we'll know very soon. So thank you all for your patience, but we have to count the votes.
There's no official response from the Biden campaign to the president's latest remarks, but one advisor says it's desperate, baseless, and a sure sign he's losing. Lester.
Another late night, no doubt, in Delaware there. Thank you, Kristen. Let's get...
All right, let me ask you this question. What's the one thing you can do for yourself that would ripple across your entire life. You see, in the last couple months alone, I've helped over 1,000 men transform their
got a question. Come on now. I'm not in the outfit no more. Tell them to put their remarks away. Let's go. Pick it up. Direct orders. Turn your camera on. Because for your people, you looked at me side eye because you know I'm right. For your people,
and the suburbs around it are largely Democrat. They are also where most of the uncounted votes remain. Turnout was huge in Bucks County, 80 to 90%.
How is it looking this year compared to 2016?
I believe Hillary, when she ran, she won Bucks County, but only by about 3,000 votes. And so at this point, Vice President Biden has doubled that already.
Throughout the day, vote tallies across the state trickled out, most of them mail-in ballots that have strongly favored Joe Biden. And President Trump's lead, once as large as 700,000, dwindled. Tonight, dropping below 100,000 votes, but still holding.
There's been a lot of attention paid to mail-in ballots arriving after Election Day, but tonight the Secretary of State said there have been significantly less of them than they originally predicted. Lester?
Stephanie Goss, thank you. The president has a razor-thin margin in Georgia tonight. That count drags on with the possibility looming of a recount. NBC's Blaine Alexander is watching things for us in Atlanta.
After working around the clock, count complete in Fulton, Georgia's biggest county, including all mail-in and absentee ballots. But statewide, there are nearly 36,000 outstanding votes as Joe Biden trails President Trump by fewer than 10,000. Volunteers are now going door to door trying to help voters cure ballots because if a mail-in ballot is rejected due to an issue like a missing signature, Georgians have until tomorrow to fix it. And Democrats say there could be as many as 5,000. The close race, a stunning shift after the president's 5-point victory in 2016.
But it gives me so much pride to see that the entire country is watching Georgia.
Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, a Georgia native herself, says the change took work.
So this is years in the making. The state is changing. It's younger, it's more diverse. We're changing. It wasn't a question of if, it was a matter of when.
And as for the final count, state officials are hoping for tonight, but not ruling out sometime tomorrow or later. Lester.
All right, Blaine Alexander, thank you.
Introducing the iPhone 12 Pro with 5G now at T-Mobile. Unleash the 5G power of the epic iPhone 12 Pro in more places. Get 2 iPhone 12 Pros and 2 lines of unlimited 5G for just $100. Only at T-Mobile.
There is high drama in Nevada with its 6 electoral votes. Joe Biden currently holding a very slim lead there. Jolene Kent is there for us.
Tonight, Nevada's mail-in ballots in the spotlight.
We want to make sure that we're being accurate.
Former Vice President Joe Biden currently has a razor-thin lead here, and the Trump campaign says they're going to court, alleging thousands of illegitimate votes were counted, including from dead people and out-of-state voters. Bringing this voter to a press conference.
I went to vote and was told I already voted. They mailed out the ballot, and somebody took my ballot.
But the campaign refused to take any questions about their lawsuit.
There's Democratic and Republican election observers inside.
Meanwhile, Clark County says they determined that the voter's signature was on her mail-in ballot and denies any problems with the ongoing count.
We are not aware of any improper ballots that are being processed.
They have not presented any evidence to reporters. Have they presented any evidence to you?
Not directly that I'm aware of.
And here at Clark County Elections headquarters, there's a heightened level of security as the county prepares to announce the results of another 51,000 votes tomorrow morning.
All right, Jolene Kent in Las Vegas for us tonight. Thank you. Let's turn to Arizona. That's where Biden's lead has narrowed in the last 24 hours, but there are still hundreds of thousands of ballots being counted. Gotti Schwartz last night, it got a little heated out there. How's it going today?
Good evening, Lester. Right now, they are counting those ballots inside that building over there. But out in front, there is a protest that is growing with people angry, saying that they think that this election is being stolen from the president, even though there has been no evidence of that. Still, it's making for a very tense situation for the second night in a row. Last night, poll workers had to be escorted to their cars by police. Inside, though, they're trying to tabulate those 275,000 ballots. The last 2 batches they released narrowed the margin, with Trump gaining on Biden's lead of less than 68,000 votes. And Maricopa County poll workers say they will continue to count those votes despite protests, and they're hoping to have results by the weekend. Lester?
Gotti Schwartz, thank you. In just 60 seconds, the sobering new milestone in the COVID pandemic as some hospitals near capacity, and an ER doctor makes a plea to the public. With the country focused on the election, an unprecedented surge in COVID cases, topping 100,000 today for the second day in a row. Hospitals reaching their limits in places, and new restrictions are possible. Here's Miguel Almaguer.
It's no surprise to doctors fighting to save lives. In just one day, more than 109,000 Americans testing positive for COVID. Cases are skyrocketing everywhere. More than a dozen states shattering previous daily records.
It's too soon to tell what the new normal is going to be.
Barbara Gould was a different person before spending 91 days battling COVID in a Colorado hospital.
My liver sustained some damage. My endurance is greatly weakened.
With Colorado hitting its highest number of hospitalizations ever, nurse practitioner Kim Powell is finally out of the ICU.
It's affected every organ system in my body.
While states like South Dakota are reporting a 51% positivity rate, frontline workers are paying a catastrophic price. More than 1,700 have died.
In New Mexico, where the state surpassed 1,000 deaths, they remember the victims and the heroes.
Tell you guys something. Let's make this clear about that, okay? The media is owned by only a few families. It's pretty simple who owns the media. They're not like Fox is separate from CNN, is owned from Warner Brothers. They're all under the same, okay? They all fall under line. So when I saw Fox News call it, there's no surprise to me, okay? Journalism all the way around is not being done the correct way. It's all about drama and clickbait, okay? So we have to understand that. We can sit here and yell at Fox News all we want, but guys, are you surprised? Even the president has said it himself. He puts Fox News out there. We just need to demand fair journalism.
Sure. Yeah, I just saw the opportunity. I figured I'd give you the option, but it's totally up to you how much they know.
Let our people go!
Let
our people go! Let our people go! Let our people go! Let our people go! Let our people go! Let our people go! History will say that they granted black people. The reality is that there was a 40-hour and when we tried to smoke said blood, we got crushed. When we tried to prevail, they tried to stop us. Every chance we make, we get elected over there. We get elected. So we all would love to be here watching this video show. But we ain't got time for the trick. We got time for the finish. We are fighting for our liberation. Olivia, Anastasia.
Oh, reinforcements.
No, Crystal Blue, that's hilarious. No, I couldn't believe that we had that hooker on here. They were open. They were open, and they were soliciting people. I don't know. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. You can't just say more hookers in the chat. Like I told that person to be there. It's not how it works. You guys subscribe. You guys show up every day. That's how you catch stuff like that. We've seen it all. We've seen it all. Hey, thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate your support. Yep, show up every day. That's how you see hookers, and man, we've seen everything. We've seen everything.
That's it. Because y'all both the same and y'all both different. But you're Russ or Sammy.
are. Fucking obstructing the public sidewalk on your bike, asshole.
Hey, thanks for being here, JL. Yeah, I appreciate you, Golf and Guns. I always think it's funny when people say that. I was here when Kyle happened. We were here before Kyle knew he was Kyle. Before Kyle was Kyle, we watched him here live. I appreciate you guys. Hey, thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate your support.
If you want to get between splitting hairs between laws and executive orders, you know, I don't see like the police using that sort of discretion into beating people, but whatever.
Yeah, W-Dub. That's right. Before Chaz. What was he called before? Before Chaz, it was Chop. Before Chop, it was something else. Something we'd never seen before.
No, he's very clear. He respects the law, just not executive orders. Although clearly not.
Hey, thank you so much, Paula. I really appreciate you.
Bike gang too? Fuck, y'all are pathetic. Y'all are pathetic. There's like 40 of us. Like 40 of us. Y'all are real fucking pathetic.
Thanks for being here, Deputy Dog. Hey, thanks, Nick. I really appreciate the support. Hey, what's up, Deborah? Hey, what's up, Rose?
They hear it. If any of them have a conscience, that'll slowly sink in. They know what they're doing. Even his fellow officers who heard you are also here to protect them.
But be courteous and do their job and say, hey man, this woman here has a disability. She just mentioned that. But instead, you see that they stand here and they allow it. That's why you saw what they've done to Dustin, to so many people who are disabled. I can go on and on. What if I see her body bruised up? She's a minor. She was bruised by the police. There's videos of it as well, and it will come out, as I said, in the wash. She was actually.
If they do it, I do it. If you turn the light on, I'll turn my light on.
Getting her credits and observing.
What are you talking about, Barry?
Also out here passionate about Black lives.
They just have tall hair on the long hair on the top and short on the sides. Fascist haircut is short on the sides and like an inch on the top. Yeah, he does.
So it was in the news, not with his name, but they haven't released him once they realized that they were taking the minor.
Oh, there's no Christmas tree here. Those are just lights. This is the director park. Yeah, I don't know. I just responded naturally. I might have been wrong what I said. Someone said I had a fascist haircut, and I just like responded to it.
So for the last few years, I worked alongside
I didn't know what that meant, so.
It's built for democracy, for freedom, and we're fighting for that. We love everybody, and we accept you all.
I hate bad audio. Eventually it comes on my poor speaker audio, it's like, oh. It hurts my ears for some reason. What time's the chat? 10:30? Let's look at some of these signs. We got. Oh, look at it. They say MAGA.
Why is there no fire for leaders? Oh, that's right. They are Democrats.
Right, Joe? Right? See, this one's dope. It has like, they just went through all the trouble and they put like extra MAGA on all of it. That's pretty dope. What's the next one? Oh, look at, oh, hell yeah, Boxer Trump. That's almost as good as motherfucking Rambo Trump, but not quite. Let's see what this one says. Arizona for Trump. See, they took some time on these ones. This is all paint. I like Rocky Trump too. Pro-truth. I'm with that. And then the last one. Stop the steal. We'll put them back. Spelling is correct. You're right about that. There's some Hawaiian shirt boys with firearms and plates. I will wash my hands. I got some dinner tonight. Oh, I might be too late for dinner. Some Freebird. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Oh shit. Are those coolers full of ballots? Oh my god. Oh my god. USA! 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 Screaming. USA! That's right, brother. I should sing like Alex. Legal votes. 1776 worldwide. Count the legal votes. 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 Count the. See, everyone was not paying attention to the freaking coolers full of ballots coming in and out. Luckily, I was here, guys. I'm able to stop the corruption. You guys are so funny. Dude, I love chat, man. You guys are so funny. Look at that good dog. He's chilling out. Good dog. Chilling. Dude, you're so funny. It wasn't coolers full of fucking... They're like speakers and backpacks and like speaker stands. Trust me, I was just joking. But I'll show you guys again just so you guys don't get like too worked up. I know how y'all are. I know how y'all are sometimes. I love you guys. They're just speaker stands and shit. Trust me, I knew what I was looking at before I said anything. I know it's not funny, but it was kind of funny. It was, I mean, they wouldn't, I mean, maybe they would do it. No, they would be covert about it, you know what I'm saying? They'd be covert about it. They wouldn't do it out here in the open. But they're a black bag, but they're just speaker wires, speaker stands. Dude, where's the MILF for frickin' Trump at, dude? This is bullshit. Thought there was a MILF for a Trump rally here. I don't even know why I'm here anymore. Fucking A. So yeah, I got about, I'll say about maybe 200-ish, possibly. Still a good turnout for, what time is it? 10:30. How is it in Portland right now? Is Portland popping off? Are there any streams in Portland right now? Anybody know? I should have brought my fucking laptop. We could have watched Portland pop off. That's where I messed up at. There's fucking Phoenix. Almost like Phoenix Eric's. They're going to the bar, bud. What time the bar's closed here in the city, I wonder? Do you know, my friend?
No, Hey, look at your camera system. That's pretty cool. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
That's badass.
So Sony AS300, and it goes into a live view.
Oh, nice.
And that, you know, able to like give high quality video for the people.
Nice. I like it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, thank you.
I like the hands-free though.
Yes, and it's important. It's very important. Hands-free is the most important thing. You can't get caught up fucking holding the damn selfie stick. You know what I'm saying? When someone's trying to attack you. Trust me, I've been in that situation. You want everything on you so you can start throwing hands like this. First person Rocky. First person Rocky. Not only do I spill beer everywhere, but every time I take a drink of beer, I feel like it's leaking all over my hand and my wrist. So I feel like I just stink like a brewery. I know.
I came with my Kevin's grandson, he's a big basketball person. I used to go to ASU. And I said, in terms of the NBA, their ratings went down.
I should ask somebody.
But
I gotta ask somebody who's unbiased though.
do we want?
Well, you better go to Antarctica for that.
Do I smell like a brewery? Hell yeah. My man. Thank you. Yeah.
Trump loves brothers and sisters,
Yes, that's right. We're gonna mobilize and use your mass media. Exactly.
So I might as well fight right now. What did Trump do?
Is that-
First step act.
Is that Big Alaska?
What did that do? He cut marijuana crimes, non-violent marijuana crimes, and allowed people like Alice Johnson to be free.
No.
So that she can get out of
That's
prison,
fake Alaska.
He's still releasing people from those crime bills in 1994. That Biden also was very proud of that. Now, another thing Trump did is he built a wall for us, right? Did he build a wall? Yeah. And unlike some, what the media wants to put into our children is that what I had to deal with is Trump's going to deport our kids, our adopted kids, right? And I had kids coming up to me, Mr. Pearson, the POTUS this is in 2016, he might deport us. You know what I said? The POTUS ain't going to deport you. That's coming from the lamestream media. Do you know how many kids were deported in my district, Phoenix Union High School, that were Latinos? 0. None of them were deported. That was a lie made up by fake news media. Because guess what? That wall that Trump built, and we should give him credit for, to stop MS-13, stop drug trafficking, and give Latinos a way to legal migration, right?
Opportunity zone.
So, we have a lot of things going on right now. We're in I was here the day after election, the other day as well. We see all these votes disappear. Now, people on the left want to say, you're a conspiracist, If, you want to count the votes in Arizona, but you don't want to count the votes in Pennsylvania. You want to, because what did Trump tweet? He tweeted, stop the count. Stop the count. So that makes us look hypocritical. But wait, you know what I told my friends on the left? I said, Trump wants to stop the illegal ballots from being counted. Yeah. Trump wants to stop these mail-in ballots that might not have the right stamp on them for the date. They might not have an accurate verification that ballot is valid. So let's give it up for Trump, because you know what was passed today? The Supreme Court passed that all ballots marked with the postage after the election are now put to the side. So let's give it up for Trump. try is, first of all, I love each and every one of you. I'm glad to be a teacher. I had a rough time growing up in Phoenix and in Arizona, going as a 15-year-old. So I always tell my kids, I got my GED. McDonald's for La Casa paid me $10 a day to get my GED. Let's give it up for Trump for school choice. Because I took the wrong route, and I don't think public education is perfect. It's not perfect. So, you know what I did? I believed in the American dream. I went to Phoenix College. I got my graduate. I'm the first graduate in my
Thank you, Prophet.
And at the end of the thank you. At the end of the day, I'm gonna praise God and be a victory.
That's kinky.
We got a member of the community on the side getting some hot dogs, man. Community looks like. Everywhere we go, we see somebody from the family, y'all. Everywhere we go, we see somebody from the family.
As we head down to the left, I want to read y'all the statements that got put out that got hurt. Dear media, this is a generic statement of what eyewitnesses from yesterday's events have reported to us. On the evening of November 4th, 2020, Kay was with other protesters in the... Okay. Kay was with other protesters at the East Precinct. An officer slammed Kay to the ground. His head hit the pavement hard. Witnesses heard a crack on the impact. Kay did not move afterwards. Officers believed to be bike officers piled onto Kay's body. They were on his back and limbs as he was unconscious and prone and motionless, face down on the ground. Protesters were located on 3 different street corners around 12th and Pine. They were prevented from coming to Kay's aid by the officers. Kay remained on the ground motionless while the protesters yelled at the police to call an ambulance. Officers pushed protesters away and shoved lights in their faces and eyes, and while their Kay lay obscured. And so the protesters could not film what was occurring. Fire department arrived after 15 minutes. EMT spent another 15 minutes with him before taking him to Harborview. So this man laid on the ground unconscious for 30 minutes before he got true help. He was in critical condition, then he was in serious condition. And he's a little bit better. I can't think of which conditions he had now, but he's in a condition that he don't need to be in. And this is another example of SPD's brutality. We've all seen within the last, I don't know how many days we're on, 160, just case after case of their brutality. When they ran over the trumpet man's heads. When they shot that girl in the chest with the flashbang and her heart stopped. And those are just small examples. We've seen them attack the media. Also, medics, and also on the case of Kay, we need to get, it was another sign of why we need to get rid of the OPA, because OPA looked at the videos and said those officers, they don't see no malice intent or stuff caused. And I'm like, they can literally slam a man on his head and leave him there unconscious for 30 minutes with no repercussion. That's why we need to get rid of OPA. We need to destroy these SPA contracts. We need to abolish this whole police system and rebuild it. Because these officers do not care about us. This system does not care about us as they brutalize us. Because also, with that night, I saw the brutal tactics they put on ENDD. They surrounded them from all sides and attacked. They literally beat them and just sent them home. And they laughed. You can see officers walking in the precinct laughing. And this is just in Seattle. Like, my fault, they pronounced victory. Like, they're happy to brutalize us and the bad part, they think they're winning this war. They might have won a battle, but this war will be won by us. So fuck 12, fuck OPA, fuck SPA, fuck that other one that begins with a C, fuck Diaz, fuck Jenny Durkin, fuck Trump, fuck Biden.